Hi, guys. Now, I rarely do this, go back to back to back. There's nothing wrong with me. As soon as my show was over, Freddie gave me a call. Of course, it's Freddie. You know, he's always Johnny on the spot. He always does it good. And what did you tell me, Freddie?
That Sharon Osbourne has quit the talk.
Oh. Okay.
Are you shocked?
I mean, I think we all thought it was going to happen, weren't we? I mean, it was a big, big scandal. So, and the talk, so it was, I think it was inevitable, it seemed.
Well, that must mean that they didn't give her the money that she wanted. Or what do you think happened, Gabor? I mean, this is a lot. First of all, Gabor, how do you feel about it?
Get rid of that itch. You remember on Precious when somebody was knocking at the door and Monique was like, "Get rid of that itch. Get rid of her."
Why?
Get rid of her.
Why?
I don't like the way that she talked to Sharrell. I don't like the way she talked to Sharrell because if Sharrell would have went in, it would have been over for Sharrell, and we know it. And I remember what. Y'all probably don't remember this, but I remember when Felicia Rashad was speaking out for Bill Cosby, and she was on the show, and she was speaking out in front of Bill Cosby, saying that his legacy shouldn't have been tarnished, right? Like, yeah, if he did that to those women should have been fired. I mean, he should go to jail or whatever's going to happen, but she doesn't think his legacy should be tarnished. And Sharon Osbourne has so much to say.
What did she say?
Well, who is she anyway? And forget about her and all this other stuff she was saying. But now you want to go and defend Piers and think ain't nobody gonna say nothing about you? Get rid of her. I want her gone. I don't even watch the talk, but I want her gone.
Is Perry Crosby coming to give you a scoop, Perry, at the 7-Eleven?
Oh yeah, I just
why are we at 7-Eleven talking about Sharon Osbourne?
I'm getting ready for my show.
And that's right. Yeah.
Mary Cosby's coming to give him a tip off about what's happening.
No, Mary Cosby gonna see me in the parking lot and ride right on past.
Perry, how do you feel about Sharon getting fired? Did you see it coming?
Yeah. No. I mean, I think that they was gonna come to like she quit, so she really didn't get fired.
That we know of. You know how
I mean, fired is mean, hey, we need to get you out. Let's do this as the easiest way as possible. Most people walk out and make an agreement. You see what I'm saying? They made some kind of agreement.
You think so?
Well, yeah.
She tried to throw the network under the bus.
She did.
She tried to throw the network under the bus. Girl, you gotta go.
Right, exactly. But I'm saying that's what happened. I think that they made some agreement. She didn't want to be there no longer. It's too much stuff to have to face. And they didn't need it. So it's like both benefited from it.
Well, maybe now she can go clean toilets like her daughter said that Hispanic people was doing. Maybe she can go clean toilets now in the meantime.
I mean, Sharon Osbourne's daughter looks like she looks like a fruit pastel with her pink hair. And it's like one of those sweets.
Freddie, do you think they cut a deal with Sharon? Do you think they gave her money?
I think it's possible that they could have cut a deal. I don't think it's the type of thing they'll be making public or will being told about. I think I understand why there are. I don't religiously watch the talk, but I get Sharon like shouting at the host. That was just not an acceptable way to deal with it.
Why do you think she was yelling? What do you think?
Because I think they're angry. I mean, if you watch their Osbourne reality show, I mean, they have foul mouths and got angry sometimes. So maybe
Sharrell was supposed to be her friend on paper, at least her cohort.
But Sharrell, at the end of the day, the truth hurts.
Sharrell was nothing but the help to her. Did you hear how Sharrell got the job?
No. Do tell.
So I'm not saying she was nothing but not in a bad way. I'm saying Sharon didn't really look at Sharrell but nothing but the help. Sharrell think they was friends, but they were not. So, I love Sheryl Underwood. Sheryl Underwood said that she was getting phone calls from people at CBS, right? She was getting phone calls from CBS, and she thought that it was other comedians playing jokes on her. And so she said that she called Steve Harvey, and Steve Harvey was like, well, girl, go ahead and call him back to see what's going on, right? And so she got the call, and I believe she went and met Sharon somewhere, and they had like breakfast or something, and Sharon threw up on her or something like that. And she didn't, she accidentally threw, something had happened to where she threw up or something, and she didn't talk about, like, she didn't spread what happened. And Sharon thought she would probably be good for the show since she kept that secret. And so they had like a little barbecue or something like that. And she found out that she was hired then to be on the show.
Okay, so look, okay, this is deep. So, okay, I get not being true friends with your coworkers, right? You might have a work relationship. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, I think a lot of those types of people do, if I have to be really honest here.
Yeah, we all work with people that we probably wouldn't be friends with in real life, except this damn panel. We're friends, right?
We're the most genuine panel.
Yeah. But let's say she's working with her and she really doesn't like her. Why did she just lose her temper? Why was she yelling at Sheryl like that? And do you go ahead, Perry?
Sharrell, I'm telling you this, right? If somebody come at you with some bullshit, you can wipe it off.
We're not on your channel, Perry, but go ahead.
If somebody come at you, I know, I'm getting ready for it, right? If somebody come with you with the truth, and you know it stings, the truth, and you don't want it out there like that, that's when you get angry.
Okay, it really spun out of control.
I just don't think Sharon Osbourne dealt with it the right way. I think people, white people who don't understand that, I think need to listen. But if I'm speaking to you or any other of my black friends that I went to school with or to college, you can just have a very normal, calm conversation and get them to explain to you, because the chances are they are going to explain and make you really understand. Well, you guys and my friends do. I can't speak for other people. And I just think Sharon didn't need to get so angry about it. I think she could have had that in a much calmer way. And I'm sure Sharrell would have probably gone, this and this. But I don't think that's the only reason that sort of pushed her out. I think after that, there were other things that came out, because wasn't she apparently she was derogatory about a Chinese person.
This is why Freddie's on this channel. He is a white male that doesn't shy away from talking about racism, and he'll say it. You need to understand, explain it to us where we understand. And you're right. She just handled it. She snapped. She didn't realize she was still on television being filmed, that she was talking to her coworker, and she just didn't want to be exposed to all of the other stuff that was coming out. She didn't want that to happen.
Just like she was behind the scenes calling Holly Robinson Pete ghetto.
I think those were the things, and it was sort of what she was saying behind the scenes and about other people. That's what led to the quitting. Wait. What
made her lose her mind even more, Freddie, and then start blackmailing the network? What was that about?
I mean, that's not a way to keep your job. I mean, that if anything, the racism and accusations and all those things, blackmailing the network, in my opinion, was what got her off the show. That was I'm sorry, but whether we like it or not, people may have done petitions. At the end of the day, these networks, these executives are the ones that make the final decisions. They don't have to listen to, petitions. They can just think, oh, well, I don't care. But when it's a direct hit to them, their investment and their investors, they're going to take action. That's how these networks work.
Perry, would you say? No, I'm asking for it. Would you say she was a rich, privileged white person? Huh?
Right. I thought you said I was saying she was a rich itch.
No, getting her way, and that's why she came out against the network, because she's just used to getting her way.
Yes, I believe everything they have said about her behind the scenes. Everything that came out, I believe she called them girls ghetto. I believe that she had the hiring and firing power, or the fact that she was able to get Sharrell hired means that she would be able to get somebody fired. I believe everything they said about her. Everything.
Right.
Perry, what made her come out against the network? It's crazy.
Well, no. It's a thing that they feel like they have this power. Okay.
And she does to a certain extent. You got to.
Oh yeah, no. Well, they do until people have this conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's different regardless of race, right? We all humans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the way things have been set up is that some of them like that will feel like they got the extra power. They can do whatever they want to because the law's been set up that way, right? She can go do whatever. Like say she can feel like she's privileged to actually like she feels a privilege. Like
To yell at the network?
Huh?
You're that privileged?
Yeah. No. Because the network, she would feel like the network is nothing without me.
Oh,
This other person that I came at is nothing. Okay.
wow.
Like it's a learned behavior. Okay. Like when you get this power and all your life, you can just show up and do this, you get away with it. And then when you raise your voice, people listen. Okay. So when a person like Sharon raised their voice, people listen. When a black man get pulled over, his hands go like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I
Yeah,
say that,
she's used to that's what works for her.
It works for her, and blacks know we get to do this for safety. She knows she don't. It's no safety line there.
Go ahead, Freddie.
But I get what Perry's saying on sort of the entitlement area, because obviously she's been on TV in the UK. I live in the UK, so I've seen the stuff that she's on and how she, and I in fact know people who she's sort of worked for, who are the execs of some of these companies, you know, TV networks and stuff. And she's apparently with the contract, she always wants to be like paid the highest as the, you know, the top judge and stuff.
Privilege,
so I think she thinks that she has this like big, you know, one of the like the queens of sort of TV in a way, and can sort of, so I think it's sort of, I think she does have this persona clearly with, and she's been open about it in interviews. So she clearly thought, yeah, well, CBS aren't going to replace me because they pay me the most money. And, you know, I've worked with them and they've kept me on for years, and I've been on Simon Cowell's shows in the US and the UK and stuff. So I'm great.
Someone said I got my mic up too high. Gabor, do you think Sheryl and the rest of the cast wanted to work with her after she acted the way that she did?
I think they wanted her to get in trouble. I think they wanted her to be reprimanded,
but not fired or quit.
Yeah, I want her gone.
Oh.
If she would have been yelling at me, I want the itch gone.
Right.
Get rid of her.
Right.
Because if Sheryl would have started yelling back at her, you know what I'm saying? She would have looked like an angry black woman, right? Mm-hmm. This woman's out here yelling and crying. She thought those white tears was gonna save her, and they did not.
Well, it goes deeper than that. Could she have been set up? Because she was yelling about.
She wasn't set up. She wasn't set up. Did nobody tell her?
It's hard.
Well, let me finish. Let me finish this part. Right. She was arguing and yelling at Sheryl about the Piers Morgan thing, about him not being racist. But somebody started releasing that information, like Leah Remedy and stuff like that.
Okay, so, right. Somebody could have knocked on her, you know, squealed on her, but they didn't make it up.
No, they didn't make it up. Yeah.
Okay, the network hid it. The network was hiding it.
Set up is when I go and plant something on you that you did not originally already have.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
I would say that that's just, even though if it was sprung up on you, like I've heard this, that apparently none of them were told that they were going to be talking about the whole Piers Morgan controversy and stuff. But either way, you know, she's been in the TV game for a long time now.
Yeah.
You think she'd know how to sort of handle a subject being sprung up on her and to talk about it effectively. I mean, it's just a miracle. But what I do think with the talk is, what I do like about those shows is sort of the sort of how they have different people from all
exactly.
How they have black women, Asian women, you know, white women. I think it's interesting seeing all those people come together, because we get different perspectives and cultures and things like that. And that's that's my favorite type of TV, but you know, others might think differently, but that's a personal opinion, I guess.
Well, none of the women came out to her defense. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah,
it was true.
I think it is possible that because there was a lot of talk from CBS that they were wanting to cut down on these salaries. Sharon Osbourne's was very high. They were wanting to look at making changes and things anyway. So I do think that maybe there was a possibility, or what these people do, maybe they lie and they said, oh, someone said this about you and this and that. So they could have riled her up to.
Well, did she get fired, Freddie, or did she quit? It sounds like a quitting to me. It sounds like a firing to me.
I think she had what Piers Morgan had. I think I think what happened was there were so many different complaints about her, people wanting sacking, and it's been like that. There've been lots of divides with that whole thing as well. I think that she was told, if you don't quit, we're going to fire you. So, so we're not going to pay you,
right,
Sharon.
It's the option. It's the option to resign.
Yeah,
that's it. You are given an option. We're not going to move forward with you, but we can give you this option. We can fire you, or we can give you the option to resign.
But what we don't know is if she's sort of been fired from the whole CBS network or just that show, because with Piers Morgan, he quit from Good Morning Britain, but he still does Piers Morgan life stories on ITV, so he's still part of that network. So it'd be interesting to see with Sharon Osbourne whether it's gonna sort of work in the same way or not.
Well, Freddie, that's the difference, okay? If somebody said, I'm going to give you an option, I'm going to fire you from my network, or I'm going to give you the option to resign. You can resign from this show. If I fire you, I would not have justifications to bring you back on another show. If you resign from this show,
I got you.
Possibly I can bring you back at a later time.
Gabor, is her ego bruised?
It's her ego bruised. Yeah, she's shocked.
You think she's
shocked? She thought that she had pull. She thought that she had pull, and she thought that she was going to be able to take on the network by herself. And she wasn't able to. Get rid of her. I want her gone.
Before I go, though, and I'll say this real quick. Because I pushed my show back to 5:40, so I got 8 minutes, right? But I'll say that I don't really think it's so much that, it hurts getting let go from the show, but it's being exposed is what bothered her the most.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to be embarrassed if you said those things and then it came out.
Always the runner, because you know what? When she said, unless you came out and apologize or whatever, but when you go over and over saying multiple things, people aren't going to take all your apologies for all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think her being exposed is the biggest issue for her.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It is what it is. She's fired
herself awfully. And she's even said really, she just says bad stuff about people if she doesn't like them or gets angry. Even Simon Cowell, who's a white rich male, she's got angry and said really bad. I think she just thinks that she's got an entitlement and just thinks she's better than most people. It comes across as a racist, and I think it partly is, but I think on the whole, it's an entitlement problem.
Well, you know what, though? And now this is the whole thing. This is a conversation we get to have. I think it becomes a racist thing only because if she was given these rights, but she was only given these rights because she was white. It's not because she was black. So it's a different thing. It's but when you say that, I think that she's feeling this way because her lifestyle, she would have never had that lifestyle if her name was Shaquita. If you know what I'm saying. If she was black, she would have never had that. She would have never felt that way.
Oh,
that's the whole thing.
Because she's ghetto. Because she's ghetto. She's ghetto.
Did you just call her ghetto?
She is ghetto. If it was a black woman,
the whole family talks and the way they
if it was a black woman behaving the way that she was behaving, they would be called ghetto.
Chabs. Maybe chabs, yobs.
What do you call it in the UK? A chab?
Yob.
Her behavior is poor. I mean, it really is. And
behavior.
She says and does anything that she wants, and this time she's paying the price for it. I mean, do you think that her and Sharrell will ever be able to patch it up? Because I think Cheryl's going to move on. They're going to move on, and it's going to be what it is.
I don't think so. I think at that point, because she's not going to bend down beneath herself to make it right with Sharrell.
Ooh, that's right. She never came out and apologized, did she, Freddie?
No, not that I've heard of. I mean, I haven't seen it in any news. But I don't think she had a friendship with any of them anyway. I mean, you never saw her, or she never really talked about them outside of CBS and the talk commitments. So no, I don't think so. I think CBS are going to be looking to bring on a new person.
All right, Perry, you got to go. Should we take some more questions, guys?
Y'all can. Hey, Freddie, Gabor, nice talking to you guys, but I got to get ready, you know,
for my
trophy and my big
Perry's
bike.
going to his show.
Bye, Perry.
Where's Gabor?
Did you?
You dropped him, I think.
I did not.
Instead of me. Huh?
Let me put the, let's put the, Gabor, I'm so sorry.
You dropped him instead of me.
So sorry. Oh my God. Oh, bye, Perry.
Bye.
Okay. Gabor, I'm glad you're back. Okay. All right. Let's take some questions and stuff out the chat. At the end of the day, we're all kind of glad she's gone. She did it to herself. She could have handled the situation totally different. And she could have started out by apologizing to Sharrell. That would have been one thing she could have did. But
she could have done that after that argument, and then she could have just spoken about. She could have had that conversation with Sharrell and just not shouted about it like some angry person.
Yeah,
and she was yelling at her and Elaine. Really, like Elaine was kind of ignoring her. Like, I mean, girl, I ain't about to.
I mean, I get Sharon having her opinion, wanting to back up Piers Morgan, but she didn't need to like shout at people.
She was screaming at them like they were the help. It is what it is, right? It was
that's how people saw, and that's why the racism was connected to that, because it was how she was talking down to.
Yeah, she was screaming and cursing. That's why they had the camera so far back. They moved the camera so far back so we couldn't read her lips to see what
Whereas
she was saying.
If she was having a normal conversation and just asking, I don't think there would have been people that, and she wasn't swearing, but she usually does do that as a hobby. There wouldn't have been an issue with her talking normally about it and asking, you know, intelligent, I guess, a normal question.
She was talking to her like the help. This is what Tina has to say. That friendship wasn't real. It was a workplace best buddy. Whatever type of friendship it was, it's definitely over now. You're right about that, Tina.
The TV friendship.
Yeah. She hit the nail on the head. She really did. Wonder why Marie left and the other girl. Don't know who Marie is. There's a lot of people on that show. They're switching cast people a lot, aren't they? Because when Gabor read me the list of who's on the show, just defended Sharrell and Freddie. I hope the troll is gone. Oh,
I don't mind the trolls. They're funny.
Freddie's grown used to the trolls. He told me he likes it one day. The show is called, I don't know what that is. One more. Was Marie Osmond ever on the top?
She might have guest starred on it.
Yeah. God, maybe she was on the top.
Or are they maybe talking about a replacement for Sharon Osbourne?
Oh my God. So what role does Sharon play? Was she in who was the lead? Was she in Julie Chan?
Sharon was like the main presenter on the talk. I reckon what will happen is they will probably make Sharrell maybe the main one. Is what I think. And then they'll probably by maybe because they like the diversity on that show.
That would be good if they made Sharrell the lead moderator.
Sharrell the lead, and then they'll replace Sharon with a non-angry white person.
You know, Wendy was trying to get that job.
Diversity. I think I should be in charge of it.
Wendy was trying to get that job.
Wendy who?
They wasn't Wendy Osefo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Wendy,
right. Yeah.
Wendy Ossoffo needs to just like slither away from that and
But
just.
there's
You want to see Wendy Ossoffo on the talk?
They
I want to see her on Potomac.
Wendy's
They are not they will never.
Yeah.
They will never have 3 black women on there and 1 white woman.
I don't
And
see
what
that.
she'll do is she'll probably try and steal the CBS contacts because allegedly she did that with the charity from that.
You're talking about Wendy Ossoffo.
Charity.
Hi, Jay. How are you? Sound off. What do you think about this?
Hey, Jay.
Hey, hi. Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Sheryl and Sharon haven't, because to me, Sheryl handled that the best way somebody could handle that situation. She was calm, she was respectful, and you could tell Sharon wasn't trying to hear her. Because while she's like explaining her perspective, she's like, explain it to me. And I'm like, but if you had just stayed quiet, you would have heard the explanation. But
And
you
she
didn't
even
really want it. You didn't want it. She didn't want it. She just.
Sheryl even made sure she tried not to offend Sharon. She said, this is my friend. We're having this conversation.
That ain't my friend.
Well, I'm just saying.
I would have said she thinks she my master. I would have been look. She thinks she master, and she yelling at me. Y'all see what she doing?
But Sheryl stayed so calm the whole time.
She was like in a trance. She was that mad. You could not calm her down. She
wasn't trying to hear anybody. She was not trying to hear anybody. And Sheryl was very clear. Like, as somebody's explaining to you, like, hey, as a Black person, I'm going to explain to you the situation. This is how it can be interpreted. Yeah. She wasn't trying to hear it. Instead, she's like, how am I a racist? Okay. Yeah. Nobody said you were a racist.
Had a nice conversation with Sheryl. I mean, if that were me on it, I think I could have had a rational, and had a normal conversation and probably learned from it. But,
it did not need to go the way that it went, and it went that way because of Sharon. That's it.
And she wanted to hear, and see, what happened was she wanted to hear somebody, Pierce said the N-word, or Pierce, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She tried so many times to, and Sharon was telling her, it doesn't have to necessarily be he said the N-word. The implications and stuff that he, that he was saying, but also she tried to move away from it by saying, she tried to gaslight the situation by saying, what did she say? Does a white person not black and a black person automatically make them racist? That's what she said.
And that came out of nowhere.
She tried to gaslight the situation.
She tried to gaslight multiple times. Even when she yelled at Sheryl and was like, "Don't you start crying." Nobody was crying.
But I'm going to take it a step further. Let's say she lost her cool. She didn't come back the next day and apologize. That
was the problem.
Yeah.
Did they come back the next day?
No, she did not. Oh,
no.
Statement. She released a statement. She did not come back and say, I'm sorry, Sheryl, or, she said, teach me, but it was staged, and how I wanted a sincere in person, like go on your Instagram live and say, hey guys, I don't know what happened. She released a written statement.
We don't want an apology. We want your job. And that's what we got. We want to hit you.
I was wondering if she would get fired, but obviously, they did the whole, she quit, but did she?
No. Did she? Well, I think we're on the same page. Sharon, you got fired, but we'll accept that you quit because,
No, she got
You've been here a long time and we don't want to embarrass you.
You can nurse her sex addict husband, Ozzy, now.
Instead of apologizing, she took it a step further and said that she was set up.
Yeah,
she was set up, and she accused CBS of setting her up because Oprah did the interview on CBS. So she accused the network of setting her up.
It's a whole conspiracy now. This has been the whole plan the whole time. The minute
she started blaming the network, she was done.
Did you think that they had to do all of that to get rid of you?
She really thought she was really special.
To get rid of you?
She's Oprah's in on it.
Is she really famous in your country, Freddie? Because she's a superstar here.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
she's a superstar.
Yeah, Ozzy's gone back a long way, and they have a lot of money.
And then, of course, Ozzy Osbourne, who cheated on her a few years ago because of his sex addiction. This is true. It was in the news.
Freddie is messy.
A heavy metal band rock band called Black Sabbath. Now, Sharon's dad was the manager of that, and then when Sharon's dad died, Sharon took over as manager, and that was what I guess made them known. And then they had the Osbournes reality
show.
and she was doing the UK and US TV circuit. Basically.
The only how I knew Sharon because she was a ghetto white woman. That's the only how I knew who she was. For real, I didn't know she was going to superstar. I didn't know what she did.
No, she has a foul mouth. The whole family.
That's their brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, being angry yobbos.
Thank you, Jay. Did you have something else to add?
Yeah, that's
I love you calling in. I haven't seen you in a while. What's the microphone? You got a podcast now?
No, I teach, so I need this so people can hear me clearly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you.
Bye,
Missed
Jay.
you.
Nice to meet
Take
you.
Bye,
care.
Jay.
Bye. She used to call in all the time. Hi, Corey. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine.
Hey,
What do you have to
Corey.
add to this mess? Did Sharon get fired or did she quit?
Oh no, she got fired. She got fired the Bravo way.
Yeah.
Bravo way. Yeah.
The Bravo way, yeah.
But why is it our responsibility as Black people to have to explain white privilege, racism, and white supremacy to Black people?
Because and tell me if I'm wrong, Freddie. Some really look at life different and they don't see it the way that we see it. Right, Freddie? Is that true?
I think so, yes.
I really think they don't. And some of them think that they know, but
Particularly old white people.
Well,
oh God, yeah, especially the older white people. That's what I think. What do you think, Gabor?
I don't think that still should be our responsibility, though.
It's not. I don't think so.
Go read a book.
Google it. Google it.
But I mean, if you look at British history, most of it is part of racism. So I don't think that.
Yeah, no, my people were colonized by your people.
Oh,
sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said my people were colonized by your people. I'm Cherokee. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I just think that lifestyles are different, even if we all live in America, or cultures are different, and so. And sometimes you could just get caught up in your own world. And like, if you ask me, I don't know how a Samoan person would live. I can't tell you. I don't know. But I live around a lot of Samoans and stuff like that, or even Spanish people. Like, I don't know what it's like to be Mexican. I just don't.
True.
But I hear the stories that they tell, and I'll try to relate the best I could. But I just feel like cultures are different.
Yeah, I agree. I think you hear the stories, but having a conversation, I don't think that the media and it's only been in the last couple of years. I feel that it's like people are actually saying this is what's happening, and there is becoming a much greater understanding. Because like even in America as well, I mean the slavery that went on for longer than in Europe.
Yeah.
So I think,
and then there's always a thing some people don't want to understand because you're just caught up in your own life. So who cares what how other
people were saying this to me? Oh, like Europe's race, and I was like, but what about America? That's basically the same, but just on the other side of the pond. And it even after the wars, it went on for longer than in Europe.
Well, let me ask you this, Gabor: will racism ever end?
No.
Yeah. What do you think, Freddie?
I mean, I'd obviously like it to, but
do you think it will?
I don't know.
What about you, Corey?
No.
Yeah.
Not until all of the older people are gone.
Well,
you got the GOP now trying to take us back to Jim Crow.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They're still fighting and clawing to keep hold. I mean, let it go. Let it go. Like Sharon, let it go.
But also, too, if racism is never going to end, and people always find ways to divide people through the history of time, class, I don't know, money, I don't know, different,
Colorism.
Yeah, color, just different things. Yeah, people always find reasons to divide.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm liking. I know, random one is Bridgerton. Are you watching? Is that on Netflix?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've done it. I've done it.
That is that's what I want.
I'm waiting for season 2. I can't wait.
So apparently season 2 is going to be based on the older brother.
Oh, good. I'm going to read the book
instead of
next.
Daphne.
That's my next Audible purchase is The Duke, the very first book in the series. So I'm gonna get with the series.
That's very popular. I mean, it's a huge hit. I can't review it though. We have too many shows. Don't we? Freddie?
I know, but it made the author like super successful because no one really, not only a select few people knew about her books, and she's American, believe it or not. The writer.
Oh,
well,
really?
even the actor Reggie, who's the Duke of Hastings, I've never heard of him before Bridgerton. And now,
well, I've seen him. I've seen him in other things, but I've never known his name. But he can get it.
And he's responsible too, because you know he kept pulling that. So he's
Show
responsible.
I'm sorry.
Hear me, Corey?
Oh my God.
I say he's responsible too, because you know he got a strong pull-out method.
Sure do.
You know what that means? She thinks he's cute. I'll put it that way.
Yes,
everyone thinks he's cute. I mean, my sister thinks he's cute. Most girls I know think he's cute. I mean, I don't think that's one anyone's
ever been. He's the cute one, though. He's the only eye candy.
I love Corey.
I like the boxer. The boxer, his friend, the boxer was handsome too.
Oh yeah, he was. But isn't he gone now?
I don't.
He won the fight.
Oh, okay.
All right, listen. Thank you for calling in again, Corey. You make me laugh every time. You are too much. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, so it's official. Sharon is sacked, and we all agree she brought it on herself. She'll show up somewhere else. Sharon Osbourne is going to be on television until the day she dies. I have a feeling.
We'll see.
I know. All right, you guys, I wanted to thank everyone for the super chat. You don't have to support the channel, and you do. So I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thanks, everyone, for joining this chat. Like, literally, we just jumped on. So thanks for joining us. And any last words, guys? Gabor, are you sad?
Really,
no, I'm just kidding.
I'm excited. It's going to be a great weekend.
Okay. Perry, Freddie, last words?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the chat. Sorry I mentioned Bridgerton, but it's so good. But yeah. No, I think the outcome is what I expected, to be honest. So yeah.
Also, I wanted to thank my mod squad, my moderators. When I say you guys are the best, you really are. You always have my back, and I could show up at 3 a.m. and you guys are always there. Thank you so much. They really are.
I love you all.
We love you all. Yeah. All right.
Know who you are.
Freddie's crazy. All right, on 3, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye.